Man, I'm up here in Montreal, home of the poutine, the poutine.
Mm.
Everyone got that poutine breath. Canada, walk around the street, you could smell it on everyone. But anyways, I was at Starbucks the other day, and this dude came in. He was tall. He was like 6'7", 6'8". He came in. He got a coffee and a brownie. He sat down next to me, and he literally said, brownie. Took a huge bite of that brownie. My point is, let's seize life like he sees that brownie. I'm excited to be here. So, say hello to the boys. We got Trader, Wowzy on the line. What's up,
What's
Wow?
good, boys? What's up? Fuck, you just made me crave a poutine real hard right now.
And then we got producer Krazer. What's going on, bud?
Going on, boys? Poutine's on deck. Whoever has
Yep.
the best show will get one from me next time we see each other
Ooh,
on
nice.
me. So show me what you got, boys. For the poutine.
Okay. So what's going on, fellas? What's the latest?
Not much. Bitcoin's been dancing around up and down. I think the biggest thing a lot of people were anticipating was the ETF to get enabled today, but it actually got denied. It was
Yep.
ProShares. It got denied because of the reason that it wasn't actually based on BTC holdings. So the one we have next month, the CBOE ETF, is huge because they're proposing to having Bitcoins, not just future contracts. So that's why it got denied. But the SEC said that it does not rest its evaluation on whether Bitcoin or blockchain technology more generally has utility or value as an innovation or an investment. So it's great. They didn't just deny it because it was Bitcoin or blockchains. I think just the future concept that they were trying to push was just pretty volatile already, given the volatile market. That pushed us down pretty low. We hit 62.50 yesterday. We were at 69. We hit 69.
Yep.
You know,
I think there was a
Bitmex.
big short squeeze going on, right? With Bitmex, they were down, and then people
Yeah,
pushed a lot of the people on Bitmex out of their positions when they couldn't log
yeah,
in and
yeah,
close trades.
for sure. You saw that the Tethers sent that 100 million. I think that's a good part of why Bitmex went down too. Like Bitmex has done that a couple times when things are like very volatile and shit's just jumping. They'll just shut it down because first of all, so many people are trying to get in and get out. It's pretty volatile for you to make a decision there too. Like a lot of people probably hit long and now they're sitting down 500 bucks under that price. So Bitmex shut it down, and then they did it this morning too. They shut down for a little bit, which I think is good, to be honest, because so many people kind of want to jump onto a trade. But I think like if you weren't in it already, then I don't think you should try and jump in the midst of like the pump, because we saw yesterday if you tried to long that, now it's down. We got denied, and that's just a loss for you. So
Yeah, so where were we at last week, Kraser, with the picks?
We're pretty much, if you guys said it stayed about the same, that's where we are. About the same thing as last week. It had its
yeah,
ups and
it's
downs this week,
exactly the
but
same.
pretty much on par from last week, boys.
hmm
What was your prediction there, Dan? Refresh the memory.
I think I went with the under last week, but I think Weil went with the over, I went with the under,
Yeah,
and we both
yeah,
said it would stay like right around the same.
Yeah,
So,
back-to-back weeks of same thing. Fluctuation during the week, but when it's time to shine on the pod, it looks like it stays the same.
there we
yeah.
go, there we
Literally a
go.
couple hours. Literally a couple hours. It just dropped. Well, I'm gonna jump in and say over again because we're at a pretty great support here. Like, unless we squeeze down $100 or $200, I'll take that out. But we have more upside from here, so I'll go with over again. Like, I I think it'd for sure be
Gonna
over.
start calling you Wild the Optimist.
Well,
Optimus Prime.
that's
Optimus Prime.
that's a good
Transformers. I dig that.
mindset. I just I agree with you that it's going to go up. We'll probably touch 7K pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be in the next week or what, but I'm going to take the under again. I'm going to say we touch 7K right around week close this week or opening of next week, potentially on the weekend, and then we'll get shoved back down, like maybe even tip below 6K by next week. So I'll take the under.
Yeah, man, shit moves so quick that it'll hit 7K and back to 6 in a fucking day. So I don't know, it's crazy. All this ETF stuff is really like pushing the price. But behind the scenes, there's so much going on. Australia, for instance, a company called Cointree. They are, I think, one of the first companies to partner up with financial services in their country, and now you're able to pay bills off with 40 different cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ether, XRP. You could pay all your bills just attaching your bank account to their service. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of
dope.
people,
That's really
go
awesome.
through trouble trying to sell their Bitcoin to maybe shady people, or going through like exchanges that take 5 to 10 days. But just doing it one-stop shop is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So do you know, well, if you pay your bills with your Bitcoin, so the companies, they just keep the Bitcoin, or how does it work? Do you know?
They
I'd
must be
assume it's an
trading it.
exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
they must be
assume it's an
trading it off
exchange,
after,
and
right?
they're
Yeah.
trading it for sure.
There was a lot
Okay,
of
cool.
ICOs that got absolutely wrecked because they just held on to all their ether and issued tokens right at the top of the peak, like December, and instead of trading out into fiat, and they got absolutely wrecked. Like imagine you raised 100 mil, at let's say a
Yeah, 1,000 each
thousand,
Ethereum.
yeah, and then now ether's worth 250 or whatever. It's like you just cut your raise
Yeah, I
in
honestly did
quarters.
not take that in. I think most smart ICO founders would have cashed it in, because most of them are using that money for
A lot
pushing the
of them
project
did,
forward.
but there's
There are some
however
people.
many,
Yeah.
90, 95% were just straight scam coins, right? So those people are obviously greedy. They probably held a lot of the ether. But you
Yeah, we
never
had
know.
that.
They might have traded right into fiat and just exit scammed.
Yeah, yeah. It's true. We had that segment on scamming, and it kind of still has my mind on it. I found two more things about scammers. One of them I want to just say because everybody knows Bitconnect. He finally got arrested. The
Yeah, the
the
dude
the
in India,
founder.
right?
Yeah, and he got arrested in Dubai of all places.
Oh,
So
did he?
yeah. And then there's another one I wanted to touch on. This 19-year-old, he allegedly was doing SIM swapping. So I guess he knew some guy at
Oh,
AT&T, and they had the inside man. I think for a lot of these, you need to be like an inside man, or you know, in the group to actually know who has crypto, or to actually pass these SIM cards. So this dude stole $1 million worth of cryptocurrency. I think it was 15 different SIM cards he swapped. I'll
wow.
tell you what he did with the money. He bought a $200,000 Viper, not Viper, McLaren. Sorry, I said Viper for some reason, but he's 19. I wouldn't have bought a super flashy, luxurious $200,000 car.
No.
And the way he got caught was because the IMEI. I know you know what that is, Nick
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Dan. MEI was logged into his email after doing the swaps. So pretty noob. They just had his email, which was his first name dot last name at gmail.com, and using the towers, they just located the guy.
Wow.
California, same name.
So he made a
And
million out of that and spent 200 on a
and
car.
uh, he rented a luxurious place, bought a bunch of luxurious items, and yeah, he
Brutal.
bought that.
So by the time they caught him, he had no money left, is what you're saying.
Well, they're returning the McLaren.
Well, there you go. There's 200K back.
Yeah. But that's about it for scammers. You just really got to watch out. I think they're really targeting cryptocurrency because they think that you can't get it back, or it's not traceable or trackable or whatnot. But it's actually pretty easy to follow on the blockchain.
Yeah, there was a new development in the case we talked about last week with the stockbroker from Thailand who was indicted that $24 million Bitcoin fraud. He pleaded innocent.
Wow.
Prasit Sri Swan. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but that stockbroker. He basically, what he did was, he's claiming he was a victim of a fraudulent transaction, which left a Finnish investor from Finland out of pocket 5,500 bitcoins, 5,500 something bitcoins. So he's claiming that there was 3 Thai banks that breached anti-money laundering regulations, and they didn't report the transaction, which they were supposed to, because it was over $60K,
Yeah.
and well, significantly over $60K. So
Yeah.
he's claiming that his role in the transaction was restricted to the brokerage, and he was introduced to this other guy who set up the deal, and the guy's girlfriend, who actually moved the money. So I don't really see how an experienced stockbroker could claim that he's like a
Yeah.
blockchain and cryptocurrency expert who decided to invest, but he made the payment of 5,500 bitcoins, roughly like $24 million for shares, but then failed to deliver the actual shares, which he claims is like a big loss of credibility for him, and his business suffered. But at the same time, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not really sure what his defense attorney is really thinking here.
Yeah, well, I think he's going down, so he's trying to bring the banks down with him too for now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if he wouldn't have got caught, I'm sure he wouldn't be saying any of this crap.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, well, it's good. Another scammer put behind bars, and hopefully the money returns back to him. I got a good thing for our listeners. I'm assuming most of you guys are young males, because that's the people who are investing. That's the demographics that are investing into crypto. So, for you porn lovers, Tube 8, if you guys are aware of that, I just
Porn.
found out what it was.
What's that?
Yeah, Tube 8 it's a branch of Pornhub. So they're releasing their own cryptocurrency, and they're making their whole platform blockchain, like 100% blockchain. They get 150 million visitors per month. So they said that a lot of people will be kind of introduced to blockchain, and they will notice, because it's a reward system. So the spokesman said, for as long as I can remember, getting paid to watch porn was always a pipe dream. One I was always dreamed about and never fully realized. Now, however, with the introduction of VIT, that's their coin, we are making a shift in how people consume adult entertainment, as opposed to having to fork over money to consume content, which some sites require, like browsers. Our users will get paid to consume our free content. The more they interact with our videos, the more money they earn. So, you can start making money watching porn now. I don't know how much you'll get paid, but if it's one of your hobbies, start getting paid for it. Start making some crypto.
Let us know how that works out for you, bud.
Give it a try.
Yeah, you know, it could be a hit.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of stuff emerging that is, has better use cases than porn. But one positive news story that came through this week is Steve Wozniak, who started Apple with Steve Jobs. He's getting involved in a blockchain project for the first time, and he was notorious for actually criticizing blockchain technology a little while back, and now he's sort of pivoted and flipped his perspective, and he came out and said some really cool things, that he was being involved in a blockchain company, that their approach is not like a new currency or something phony like a scam coin. It's actually more like a security. It's a share of a stock in a company, and the company is doing investment by investors with good track records in good investments in things like, single family homes and other real estate projects. And he went on to say that that he likes the technology. This is a quote from Steve Wozniak. He said, "It's so independent. It's kind of like the internet when it was brand new. I was amazed at the technology behind it. I've encountered people working in real estate, types of Uber systems, everything we've got in our life, especially involving transactions. Every single one you hear about, to me, has value. A few people can see the value, which reminds me very much of the early internet days." So that got me kind of excited.
Yeah, honestly, sorry, go ahead.
Well, he was one of the first ones to really, Apple, if you invested in Apple in the 80s, and now they have $1 trillion, Apple. So
Yeah.
it's a good vote of confidence for the technology, maybe not for Bitcoin, but for blockchain technology.
His name and blockchain and crypto didn't go together. I didn't even know that, to be honest.
He called it a bubble. He called the technology a bubble.
I saw something recent saying that it was a bubble, but it's probably just some more news going around. But wow, he's getting involved. That is pretty big. Like you mentioned, Apple made a ton of millionaires. Like, you probably wouldn't make the wrong move buying a share or two of whatever he's offering.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an actual security, and he'll be forced to work with the regulators to make it compliant.
Wow.
And there's a new cryptocurrency card that they're using for payments through MasterCard and Visa. We've previously talked about this on the pod, but I just don't understand this shit. Like, how can they work with Visa or MasterCard to execute this? The company's called Yuki Card. And
Yuki?
Yeah.
Is it a scam? Sorry for asking.
It probably is a scam, dude. Like, this stuff, it just doesn't make sense because
they're working with both companies?
Yeah, apparently so. And they're saying that it has incredible security features that sets this card ahead of the rest.
Wow, because one last card that uploaded a partnership with Visa was just doing that to get pumped, and they definitely didn't have a partnership with Visa. So, and like, it's in the crypto world, you see a lot of crypto companies throwing up fake partnerships, fake affiliations, fake CEOs, like celebrities and whatnot. I've got tricked into one of those, to be honest. So, I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I'm waiting for a card. A lot of people are. It'll bridge the gap from the day-to-day spending. You could just start buying shit with your card. I think it would be pretty cool. My question is, what currency do you think it would be used? Like Bitcoin, Ethereum?
I don't know. Hopefully they plug into Shapeshift. Have you ever used Shapeshift?
I'm not a fan because I could just use my exchange, but I know, like, Marcus, I know some of my friends use Shapeshift. I guess it's just using an exchange without signing up. They are a bit more expensive, if you don't mind, but
if a card plugged into that technology, then you could choose which denomination of currency you would want to pay with, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that does make sense. But then you would have the wait time of it transferring. So whatever had to be used most likely would be instant if you're going to be paying in store, since you don't want to be waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes to confirm. But that is pretty dope, honestly. Would you get yourself a card?
Oh, definitely. I'd definitely get myself a card and test it out. I think it's actually would still be quicker than using Visa or MasterCard, because as a merchant, when someone pays with the credit card, you don't see that money until usually it's at least 7 days in arrear. So you're only going to see that money the following week at the soonest.
Yeah, also you hit it spot
on. If someone sends you Bitcoin or whatever digital currency of their choice, and you see that there was, let's say, 2 coins and now there's 0 coins, even though it hasn't been confirmed on the blockchain, you can't fraud that transaction, and they will receive it within 15 minutes, maybe an hour. And as the infrastructure gets better and better inside the industry, it'll just be quicker. Like, I saw there's this new coin that they're launching soon that can do 15 million transactions per second.
Wow. Also, you hit this merchant thing spot on. I think not only is it faster, but they'd be getting it for way cheaper too. I don't know what companies or credit cards are charging them for processing fees? Is it like 5 or 7%? I know American Express is higher than most.
American Express
Yeah.
is definitely the highest one for sure, but I think you're
Yeah.
probably looking around like a decent one, maybe in like 2.75 to
Yeah,
3%.
it depends who you're using to process, but if
Yeah.
you use like one of those big aggregated merchant accounts, you're looking at like, yeah, 3%.
Okay, and I think with these cards, it probably would wipe a lot of that, but you never know. Um, I wanted to show you guys the top 10 coins that China
Yeah, just let me
released.
hop in here real quick before you say that. I wanted to
Yeah.
let the boys know, everyone listening, that at the end of the show, Wile's going to wrap up with a new segment. Kraser, you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, Wiles he's gonna risk it for the biscuit, boys. So we're gonna go for maybe the coins that are not the top, maybe a little bit of a wild card, but Wiles gonna give you his prediction on which one you should risk your money for the biscuit, boys.
Yeah, so every show from now on, we're gonna do a risk it for the biscuit segment, and Wile's gonna give his best small cap coin to take a look at. So I hope you got something prepared, Wile.
Yep, I
No
got something.
pressure.
I
No
got
pressure,
something.
Yeah,
Wiles.
no pressure. It better make money too.
Yeah, because I'm investing in whatever you say, so no pressure.
Okay, just don't go all in.
No.
I'm kind of looking at CoinCap right now. No, I'm kidding. I got it prepared. Okay, well, it won't be one of these 10 coins that I'm going to list. China came out with a report a couple hours ago, and they named top 10 coins, and I think EOS is pretty obvious. They named that. That's their number one, following Ethereum, Komodo, Nebulas, Neo, Stellar, Lisk, GX Chain, Steam, and Bitcoin. A lot of these are their own blockchains. So I think that's the most popular. That's the only projects I kind of look to invest in nowadays into ICOs. If it's their own blockchain, if they have their own technology and they're hosting other coins, those are good projects to get into. It's like investing into Java or like something like that. You know what I mean? You want to invest into the technology, not just like an idea that
Definitely, because the
probably will never
infrastructure
happen.
is going to benefit from that. The whole industry is, as a whole, is benefiting from these new
Yeah.
blockchains. And even though we're in a bear market, the infrastructure is getting drastically better as we go forward here through the bear market. And I think that's going to be a big catalyst to the next bull run.
Yeah, all 10 of these are different blockchains. Speaking about China as well, WeChat, how
Yep.
they make their own WhatsApp, WeChat, chat, Facebook, whatever it is, they just kind of recreate their own. And talking about bringing up Facebook, you know how they went through that whole privacy thing and people questioning like the legitimacy of their privacy. Well, WeChat, I guess they don't care about their privacy, and I know China just runs that shit. They're shutting down accounts that are promoting cryptocurrency, that are promoting ICOs and stuff like that, and that's through direct messages too. So maybe if you're talking with a friend and whatnot, and you're dropping cryptocurrency, they will block your account. And they also released this too. It says if people want to learn about crypto in China, China would rather it be through official channels. This month, Chinese Communist Party published Blockchain, a guide of officials, or for officials. It's a compilation of 20 reports. It's kind of fucked up. Like they're making you learn it from one place, and they're kind of just controlling their whole population.
Oh, definitely. They're pulling that Pyongyang,
Yeah.
North Korea strategy,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if people want to learn, it's like let them learn elsewhere. They have to learn from this.
I mean, they've constantly done that with every type of successful business on the internet. They have their own Facebook, their own Google. They always corner the market with
Yeah,
their own.
they're coming out with their own cryptocurrency, which we've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, and funny
Um,
you speak of China because there was just this huge um, crypto hack over there. There's these three hackers that got arrested for allegedly, they haven't been proven guilty yet, but allegedly stealing 87 million US dollars worth of crypto,
wow.
600 million yen. And there was this guy who filed a complaint with the local police, and then he claimed that his computer was hacked, and he had a bunch of crypto holdings worth like
That
14.5
much
million. Yeah, 14
on one computer.
on
Holy
one
shit!
computer. Yeah,
Wow.
and then they found that these guys used a remote attack to transfer funds straight from his computer without even leaving any trace. So they're pretty experienced, these guys. But I think it's on him, the investor, to remove some of the liability there. Like you said, you can't have 15 mil on one computer. That's just that, and that computer touches the internet. That doesn't make any sense.
It's like a walking bank. His laptop or
Yeah.
computer, whatever it is. Holy shit! That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so the investigation's still going on, but we'll see what ends up happening. The Chinese police have arrested like a total of 20 suspects for this case, that allegedly infected over 1 million computers. So we'll see what they end up producing. I feel like
1 million computers.
this is mainland China. You know, they could say whatever the fuck they want, and
Yeah. They just pay off a hefty bribe.
yeah.
Oh, you took that much money? Yeah, give us a couple million. We'll just call it a day.
Yeah, you took
That means if
14.5.
they infected 1 million computers, to me it sounds like it wasn't targeted. So they came across this guy's cryptocurrency luckily, like just they happened to find it, because if they were like swifting through 1 million different PCs they've infected, they must have, one, made a lot of cryptocurrency, and two, just found the lucky guy, hit the jackpot, I guess, for them. But sucks to be them now. And did they return the money? Did they get the money back? They said
No, it's untraceable. They don't know where it actually went.
Crazy.
Wow. That's not good.
Yeah, but there is more exposure being created for crypto by things like this. And I don't know if you guys have heard of eToro. It's like a big Forex platform.
Yeah.
They have crypto trading as well, and they just signed this huge advertising deal with 7 of England and Wales Premier League soccer teams, football teams, for all you Europeans out there,
Nice.
which is pretty important for crypto, because it's going to just push us along the adoption curve and expose a bunch of people to the idea of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and hopefully encourage some new investment coming in.
Are they going to be on any of the jerseys, or?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah. Well, it will. It's a huge deal.
That's pretty awesome.
They're a platform, or they're sponsoring 7 of the teams, so they're going to be front and center on their jerseys, and the money involved is pretty huge, boys. But the exposure is going to be bigger, hopefully.
They're paying them, right? Well, soccer players make a lot of money, so they'll be shelling out a lot of cryptocurrency to them, which is good.
They're paying the teams, and the teams that are going to benefit are Brighton, Tottenham, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Southampton, Leicester City, and I think there's one more I can't pronounce.
Familiar with Tottenham.
Yeah,
that's pretty huge for them, honestly. Like, soccer is massive worldwide, so that should get some real huge exposure.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll get like the full shirt sponsorships, but they're gonna for sure be on the billboards and be around the clubs, stadium, appear like on all their ad space. So we could see them wearing the logo on their jersey too. I mean, there's some big money involved. You never know.
I think that'd be pretty dope, watching soccer players wear the logos. I just thought, man, Mom, I made it. Like, nobody believed into Bitcoin, and now these guys are fucking wearing it.
That'll bring some institutional investors in.
Yeah. You know what else brings exposure, which is unfortunate? It's financial crisis. I was looking into Turkey. The lira has dropped 48% this year, which is crazy. But for a lot of people like us coming into Turkey, upscale shops like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, they have long lines outside because it's decreased. You can get it for so cheap. So a lot of people around the world are shopping there. But for people in Turkey, it's not a great time for them, to be honest, because they can't afford food.
Their whole currency is being devalued.
Exactly. So cryptocurrency exchanges in Turkey are up 350%, and they're seen to be up in the next couple days until it's fixed. We see this with Venezuela as well. Venezuela just tied their petro coin. They backed it to their currency, which is pretty scammy because nobody knows anything about this petro coin. I actually just looked into it. They don't have any information. The blockchain, the technology, none of it's still there. It's kind of still an idea.
Yeah.
And they claim to have raised $3.3 billion. You know how it works. The petro coin's backed by a company, and they're backing the coin by oil barrels. But that company actually has $45 billion worth of debt. So
Right. They probably owe the
this.
Saudis.
Yeah, or somebody, some wealthy, maybe Arab money or oil money. Yeah. So they're backing their coin, which is going to shit. It's at 40,000% decrease, and
Wow.
they're estimating it to go 10 million%. So a
Gain?
cup of coffee. No, 45% loss of value.
Okay.
So
Well, Trump banned it, so you can't trade with
hyperinflation.
you can't even trade with that in the U.S. Like they can't even purchase goods with Petrocoin from the U.S., which is
Yeah, that's a good
basically like a trade embargo.
thing because it's just I think you should just shut them down, shut down the president or whoever's trying to run this, because they're first of all they're scamming their residents, and now they're trying to introduce this petro to scam them again. It's kind of like, you guys got to chill out and just fix the country. A cup of coffee, I was looking, it cost about a cent. It was 450 bolivars. Today it cost 1 million bolivars. And they're estimating it by the end of the year, it could cost 4.5 million bolivars just for a cup of coffee. So people can't even afford food. They're buying up a lot of Bitcoin themselves. Localbitcoins.com has increased month per month in transactions to Venezuelans. So, financial crises make people buy cryptocurrency, even though it's so volatile. It's safer than their own country's banking, and it sucks when you have to turn to that. You can't trust your government. You can't trust putting money into the bank, or the banks don't even work. You just have to buy cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Well, boys, things are getting a little late here. I think it's time for the risk it for the biscuit section. What do you think?
Okay.
Hit us up, Wild. Show us what you got.
Yeah. Well, this one. Okay, next one's going to be a little bit more riskier for you guys, but this one has great opportunity. It's huge. So it's down 94% right now. It's under 2 cents. It's Tron. I just need to share this with you guys. All-time high right now. It's it's a huge shitcoin. A lot of people do not like Tron. A lot of people, talk shit about this coin, but at just over 1 cent, all-time high at 30 cents, and a lot of experts think this coin will hit $1. That's almost 100x. You're holding this shitcoin through the next bull market anyways. It's not like you're gonna sell it at in a month or two. So fucking stock up while it's slow. 1.9 cents. All-time high is 30 cents. Right there, it's a 15x. And the beauty of this coin is it moved to its own blockchain. Put it in your wallet and you accumulate more of this shitcoin. So you get some for free. So yeah, their current price is 94% down from all-time high, and their current market cap's 92% down. It doesn't get any cheaper,
Way to go, Wild. That sounds like you did a good little sales pitch on there. It sounds pretty good. Hopefully we can see some results from that. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, by the way, this isn't financial advice. This is just...
this is just risk it for the biscuit, boys.
Exactly.
Yep, definitely not
real.
financial advice. But thank you, friends, for listening. Unless you guys have any closing words for us. Going to wrap things up here.
Good to go.
Yeah, we'll leave them with the Tron.
Yeah, so thank you, friends, for listening to the podcast today. This was episode number 9. And Make sure to click our affiliate links in the description to support the pod here, and we appreciate you guys listening. We enjoyed making it for you as we always do, and looking forward to seeing you guys next week.